6 world championships, it all came crumbling down when Brady left for Tampa. Since then, the Buffalo Bills have become the supreme power in the AFC East, with 3 consecutive division titles. The Miami Dolphins, it could be argued, were 3 Tua Tagovailoa concussions away from being serious contenders in the division last season, and now a certain 4-time MVP and guaranteed future first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback has joined a New York Jets team loaded with young talent on offense and defense. It leads us to the question, are the Patriots now the worst team in the AFC East? We take a deep dive into the state of the New England Patriots post-2023 draft. We discuss the draft, the roster, the coaching, and also the daunting schedule they face this season, and give our opinion as to whether Patriots fans have a reason to be optimistic or not this season. So let's get to it. Welcome back to NFL UK Ops football fans. For all things NFL, XFL and New England Patriots, please hit that subscribe button. We've got huge plans for this upcoming season and we don't want you to miss out on any of our content and live streams. So let's start our Patriots deep dive with a look at the coaching situation. Big, much needed changes have taken place specifically on the offensive side of the ball. After an 8-9 season that saw the Patriots struggle for consistency and rhythm on offense outside of the Bailey Zappi games, the Matt Patricia and Joe Judge-led offense experiment is over, thank goodness. The Patriots have brought back former offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien to lift an offense that outside of Ramondre Stevenson was pretty stale and revive Mac Jones's QB1 career in New England. The team have also hired former player Adrian Clem as offensive line coach. Clem served as offensive line coach at Oregon last season after 3 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oregon's rushing attack had a real physical tone with a strong use of shift, motions and spread formations to keep the defense off balance. Now the offense have 2 coaches that have come from the college game to energise the offense, and I know that we're certainly excited to see the creative sparks they bring in what O'Brien has said is a clean slate. Now let's talk the 2023 draft. It was projected that the 3 areas of need ahead of the draft were secondary, offensive line and wide receiver. Yet, the team had been linked with blue-chip running backs Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. Likely a smokescreen, but could have been a factor in the line selecting Gibbs at 12, which many saw as a huge reach. Nothing is off the table when it comes to Bill Belichick and drafts, so it's absolutely no surprise to see the team trade back from the 14th spot to swap with the Steelers, gain a pick and move to 17. Even if the Steelers then did select a player in offensive tackle Broderick Jones that some mock drafts had the Patriots selecting. However, New England couldn't believe their luck when top cornerback prospect Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon fell to them at 17. Gonzalez figures to start from day one at the position and is strong in both man and zone coverage. Could he be a future Darrelle Revis or Stephon Gilmore lockdown corner for the Patriots? We sure hope so. At pick 46, the team surprisingly went defense again and selected defensive lineman Keon White. He figures to be a power rusher on the defensive line that should be a nice piece alongside Christian Barmore, Davon Godchaux and Dietrich Wise. In the 3rd round of the Patriots again went defense in one of their most surprising picks of the draft where they selected linebacker Marte Mapu. A hybrid at the position that could add speed as an every situation type player in the future, especially when lining up against mobile QBs like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. We're hoping this move emulates the successful pick of Kyle Duggar a few seasons ago. In the 4th and 5th rounds, the team selected 4 players, 3 interior linemen and a kicker. Again, this was a surprise with New England's interior line being more of a strength compared to the tackle position. The team selected centre Jake Andrews and guards Saidi Sow and Antonio Maffei to add depth and potentially compete for spots down the line. Chad Ryland figured to be the second best kicker in the draft An accurate kicker that should compete straight away with Nick Folk for the role and is a battle to watch during pre-season. In round 6, the Patriots selected 4 more players and finally took 2 wide receivers in Keishon Butte and Demario Douglas. New England became the first team in 23 years to select a kicker and a punter in the same draft, when they picked Michigan State punter Bryce Baringer. It was a position of need with Jake Bailey gone and Michael Palladay struggling for distance on his punts last season. Butte could be the steal of the draft, and reports suggest he only fell this far after a poor combine showing. Demario Douglas offers not just wide receiver depth, but strong returner talent to couple with Marcus Jones next season as well. Their final pick of the 6th round was defensive back Amir Speed out of Michigan State, and he's a big-bodied corner that should provide height and depth at the position. With the team's last pick in the 7th round of the draft, they selected cornerback Isaiah Bolden out of Jackson State University, and again, he projects to provide height and depth at the position and on special teams. Worth to also note that the team were quick to sign undrafted free agent quarterback Malik Cunningham out of Louisville and gave him a $200,000 guaranteed contract, which is unheard of, especially for the Patriots. Cunningham took the reins from Lamar Jackson in college and threw for close to 10,000 yards, 70 touchdowns versus just 29 interceptions. He also ran in 50 touchdowns during that time. At an undersized yet elusive and creative 5'11", who ran the 40 in 4.53 seconds, he adds intrigue as to whether this is just for scouting purposes or do the Patriots figure to find a way to use him in some offensive packages. We can't wait to find out in pre-season. Now let's take a look at the current Patriots roster and unofficial depth chart. On offense, Bill Belichick finally seemed to back QB Mac Jones as the team's QB1 to start the season. With an experienced offensive coordinator in O'Brien, Jones would be expected to show progress from last season, or it could be his last in New England. Zappi will be waiting in the wings, likely with his helmet on and on O'Brien's shoulder, to take his opportunity if things weren't working early on in the season. At running back, the team is led by last year's standout player Ramondre Stevenson, who will be backed up by the experienced James Robinson, who was brought in this season, and the team will hope he can rediscover his form from his time with the Jaguars. The Patriots also have Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris, rookies last year, and veteran Ty Montgomery on the roster, who will all be fighting for a spot on the team. In the wide receiver room, the team have the newly acquired Juju Smith-Schuster to play in the slot, with Devontae Parker and Tyquan Thornton, who we hope can step up in his second season, on the outside. New England also has Kendrick Bourne, who does seem to have a good connection with Jones, but found himself in Matt Patricia's doghouse last year. The core is rounded off with Bowden Jr., Nixon, and rookies Butte and Douglas. At tight end, the team decided to cut ties with Jonnu Smith after a couple of unproductive seasons and signed former Dolphin Mike Gesicki to a 1-year contract. Gesicki was a constant thorn in the Patriots' side as a mismatch, so it's good now to see him in a Pats uniform. Hunter Henry will be hoping to get back to the production he had in his first year in New England. These are 2 talented receiving tight ends that should create defensive personnel problems for the opposition. On the O-line, you expect the interior to be that of Andrews, flanked by Onwenu and Strange. At the tackle position, the team need Trent Brown back to his Pro Bowl self on the blind side, and at right tackle, it looks like a battle between McDermott and the newly acquired Riley Reef. Rookies Maffey, Andrews and Sal figure to be depth alongside Anderson, Kajust, Ferentz and Murray. Onto the defence, which is one of the top ranked in the NFL and has only lost Devin McCourty through retirement. The D-line of Guy, Godshaw, Barmore and Wise has been strengthened further still through the draft with the addition of Keon White. The linebacking core continues to look strong with rushers Judon and Uche, run stuffers Bentley and Tavai, and hybrid coverage backers Wilson, McMillan and Jennings. In the secondary, Mills has moved to safety, and with the selection of Christian Gonzalez in the first round of the draft, The Patriots' defensive backfield looks strong, with hybrid strong safeties Duggar, Phillips, Peppers and Mapu, and corners Jonathan Jones, Jack Jones, Marcus Jones and Miles Bryant. On special teams, the team made big changes through the draft and could have 2 rookie starters if Chad Ryland beats out Nick Folk for the starting place kicker role and Bryce Barringer successfully wins the punting job over Coalish Waitman. The team have a number of options in the return game with Marcus Jones, Kyle Duggar and now Demario Douglas. We feel the offense is still lacking a true number 1 receiver that can take double coverage. They just don't have a player that makes the opposition truly game plan against. However, the defense figures to be the strong phase again, and hopefully there'll be improvement on special teams coverage this season. Now let's take a look at the Patriots' opponents for this season. The team will play one of its home games in Germany, and it's been highly rumoured this will be against the New Orleans Saints in mid-November. We'll find out exactly who the Patriots will be playing this Thursday, the 11th of May, when the full schedule is released. The Patriots have a very tough slate matched up against the powerful AFC West and NFC East divisions. Never mind that their own division could be the best in football next season. Home games include the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins and New York Jets, the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints. The Patriots will travel to face divisional games against the Bills, Dolphins and Jets, and will also face off against the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants from the NFC East. They will travel to play the Denver Broncos and Las Vegas Raiders from the AFC West, and finally play a game against the Indianapolis Colts. Out of the Patriots' 14 opponents, 7 were playoff teams last season, and the Steelers and Commanders only just missed out. The Jets, of course, now have Aaron Rodgers, and the Broncos should see an upturn under new head coach Sean Payton. At this too early point to predict, it's clear how important the AFC East divisional games are going to be, and they could ultimately determine whether the Patriots make it back to the playoffs for only the second time in 4 years. In our too early to predict predictions, we see wins at home versus the Colts, Commanders, Chargers, Dolphins, Saints and Jets, and wins away versus the Broncos, Raiders, Steelers and Giants. This would give the Patriots a record of 10-7 and will put them right in the wildcard playoff mix. If the team were able to pull off the home-away double over the Bills, Dolphins or Jets, it would give them a fantastic chance of making the playoffs. Now we're Patriots fans, we have no idea how this season's going to go. I mean, we're just hopeful that the offense is going to see some improvement. Having an offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien starts with that. We're hoping to see Mac Jones take a step up. We're happy with the Juju Smith-Schuster acquisition and Mike Gesicki at tight end. And we just want some production there. They're going to have to score points in that division if they're going to stay competitive. The defence still should be solid, so happy with that as well. In the division, you know, the Bills are probably still the team to beat. They're still going to be the team dominating the division. The Dolphins, with Tua Tagovailoa, it's a big question mark. Can he stay healthy? If he's not able to stay healthy, have they got enough offense to go and win that division? As for the New York Jets, having Aaron Rodgers, a 4-time MVP, on a talented roster on offense and defense, it looks like they're everything that should be a Super Bowl contender. But if things aren't going right for that team, who knows if Aaron Rodgers spits the dummy out and they have problems. We're just hoping that the Patriots can make it back to the playoffs. We're not expecting them to win the division. If they can make a wildcard spot, we'll be happy with that. Let us know what you think down in the comments about the Patriots season. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. Come and join the NFL UK Ops community. Check out this video next, and we'll see you next time.